All right. So we have, I think a lot of you are talking about, and which is the purpose of today's sharing, right? To get them more engaged, more participative, more interactive, buat pembelajaran interaktif. Apa lagi? To be able to engage and interact, to make teaching more engaging, so that active, more responses and all that. Wow, you guys are active. No wonder you're here. Because if I do this to my student, and probably I have 2 students answering only. Okay, anyway. Engage. Let me see. More response. Let me just quickly putting student in breakout room for discussion because I have too many students in one class. Yeah, this is something that we need to talk about as well, because sometimes we are, we are being a bit unrealistic with the implementation of online learning, which we will talk about. I do teach online lesson now under Hornbill. I wish for one gadget, one student, but yeah, okay. You want it to be more responsive, to get student attention. What else? Let me see. Come to think of it, I like face-to-face session, but today online give better opportunity for all. Yeah, okay. The tool that I use because it's not suitable for my target learner. Okay, true. Sometimes you wish you can create your own app and all that, right? But yeah. But nowadays, you can also think about how to create. Okay. There are quite a number of responses here talking about switching on the camera. Like today, if I were to ask you to switch on your camera, will you switch it on? Right? There are a couple of reasons when it comes to this, I think. One reason that we notice would be, this is based on my own observation as well, because it's the tool, right? Let's say now I'm using WebEx. It's the limitation of the tool itself. WebEx has a problem. WebEx and Teams seems to have similar problem when it comes to bandwidth. If everyone start to turn on their camera, the whole bandwidth will shoot up and the whole session will be lagging. Right now, if I ask all of you to turn on your camera, even though I only have about 40 plus here, if all of you are turning on your camera as I'm talking, you will see even now I'm lagging. My camera is loading a bit slower than usual. It's the problem with the device that we have or the software that we have at the moment, right? This happens across, not just in our country. It's happening across all platform. Okay, so that's why some people will prefer different tools, right? They will prefer maybe Google Meet, or sometimes they use Zoom because the bandwidth management is better. All right, the bandwidth management is better. But I know when it comes to your context, students do not want to switch on because how to put it, they don't want to switch on because of other reason. May not be just the bandwidth. But if I'm controlling a small class, maybe around 20 to 30, I would encourage everyone to turn it on. But if more than that, it's a bit risky. Like now, you can see even the bandwidth is fluctuating, then it would be very hard to for you to join the whole discussion. Okay, that's the issue about turning on the camera lah. But we get the point, right? Because you want them to be more engaged and all that. But I do think even if they don't turn on the camera, if you do things like this, for example, like what I'm doing now, if you get feedback like this, like everyone is still putting in their ideas and all that, to me it's okay. Because even though they are not turning on their camera, it means they are trying to interact or trying to participate in the discussion. If you do this kind of activity, no one is responding, or they just simply make fun out of it. I have a few experience with this as well, where the student are not answering the question. They make jokes, they upload memes and all that. That means they are not taking the learning process seriously, or so they are just there for the sake of being there lah. So it may not be about turning on the camera alone. It's more on how active they are in participating, okay, or engaging with activities. Okay. Thank you for the responses. But I think a lot of us here are trying to figure out how to be more active or more engaging, right? So I think more or less the same. We want it to be more active. Okay, so that's the goal of today. Kita tengoklah macam mana nak tolong everyone to engage. No promises. It's just that I will be introducing you maybe some strategies and some useful tools that you can try to implement. All right. So thank you for this feedback. I'm going to go back to my slides. It's the same thing just now. If you are interested to try out AHA slide, you can do it as well. It's similar to Mentimeter and all those similar, just that different interface. This is a quick recap. I think we talk about it. briefly just now is problems with sustaining student engagement in online setting. These are one of the major uh, problem in terms of sustaining their engagement. These four are the top ones. I think the first one is quite true. Limited social presence and connection lah. That's why we prefer face to face when you are meeting with your student, because you are there, you have that presence. And when it comes to teaching, you have that teaching presence as well. I talk about this a lot. When it's online like this, the teaching presence is actually very low because everyone seems to be equal in a way. Like, of course, all of us here, because we are educators, most of us are educators, then we are on the same page. But if you are in your online class, actually, because there's no sense of teaching presence, you are there with your students online. So it feels like you are just a part of them, and then they don't treat you like a lecturer or like a teacher. If you're standing in front of the class, it gives that sense of presence. So it's a bit different when it comes to online setting, all right? And of course, among peers, because they don't see the peers, face to face or in person, then there's a lack of social presence as well. Number two is cognitive overload and digital fatigue. I think all of us are facing this because we don't just go online for classes. We also engage in a lot of digital communication like WhatsApp group, social media and all that. So we would like to get out of that digital zone for a while to have that kind of feeling. And then, of course, competing distraction. Right now, maybe you're joining me for this session. I'm pretty sure you also have some distraction from, at your home, or maybe if you are doing something else outside. There are a lot of competing distraction going on, and technical and accessibility barriers, like what was mentioned by Barbara just now, because some people may not be able to engage in your activities because of the connection issue or the app issue and whatnot. Okay, all right. So let me proceed first. So I'm going to go for some. There are a lot, because of the timing. We have only 1 hour plus. I have kind of focused more on 4 infused strategies that perhaps we can try. Some of the strategies are quite common. Maybe you have done it before, and if you have done it, you can also share the your pro and cons that you have experienced. So we are trying to make sure that AI can help us to improve a little bit of effectiveness, maybe not completely, and then also personalize student learning experiences and try to enhance student engagement. So the first one is what I call as AI moderated online discussion. This is online, yeah, but you can also use it offline, up to your creativity. But what I have realized, I've done this multiple times, online and offline. Both are quite effective in a way that, because you don't have to be there to I mean, not to say you don't have to be there. You don't have to clone yourself. Imagine if you do breakout rooms. Some of you mentioned about breakout rooms in online setting. When they break up to their rooms, so-called the virtual rooms, you can only be in one room at one time, right? There's no way for you to be in all rooms one go or simultaneously. So you can use AI tools to kind of simulate your presence to be in all the rooms, right? In a way, like, there are many ways to do this. One popular way, if you're subscribed to ChatGPT Plus, which I will show later on, you can create your own GPT where that GPT is actually resembling like your cloned. So whenever students have done their discussion, they can go straight to the GPT and then kind of check whether the answer is okay or check the feedback is okay, and then they report to you after that when they return to the main room. You know what I mean? That's one way. Or if you don't want to simulate your presence, you can treat the AI as another moderator where they can just ask the simple, not the simple, use the direct ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, the direct one, to check the answers or the responses. All right. This way, if you are using the second way, then you have to give them the prompts, like a guiding prompt. They can use their own prompt, but you can provide some, right? So one sample is this here. I call it think, pair, share, but you can see the pair, the AI is AI. That means they don't talk to their peers, they talk to the AI. A few ways to do this. You can run think, pair, share. If you have never heard of think, pair, share, I mean think alone, talk to your partner, share with the class. That's think, pair, share. Normally, think, pair, share is done in a physical setting or in person. But now the pair part, because they don't have friends next to them, they talk to AI. All right, the AI will be the the peer. So you can see some the sample that maybe I show you the real one. That will be easier for you. Okay, this one. This is one sample. So you have to guide students, of course. You have to do this one round with them, and then after that, they can automatically do this whenever you have activities about, discussion, breakout rooms or whatever. So when they go to their breakout rooms, before they share among themselves, they think about that first, and then they talk to AI, and then AI will trigger some other perspective. If they agree to it, they will use. If they don't agree, it's fine. They can keep to their views. Then they will share with the rest of the members in the breakout rooms, right? The good thing about having it here is that you can always ask them to share this. Like what I do, I will have a repository where at the end of every breakout session, they have to post up their, the chat, whatever they have chat with AI here. So they can just create a link here and then they share. You can use Padlet. You can use other tools like even all this Notion and all that, just to list out all the things that they have done, right? So just to keep track of what they have asked, because this is also a good way to analyze the kind of question that they ask, the kind of feedback that they get, and all that, and whether they take into consideration AI's feedback. All right, this is open, meaning it's not a customized one. This is the purely open one. You can just go to ChatGPT or go to Gemini or any other tools that they like, but they will give their view first and then asking AI what's their view. This is the pair part. By right, they should be talking to a friend, but since it's online and they don't have friend around, then they talk to AI first. Then when they turn on the breakout room sharing, everyone can share, right? This is just to simulate that the so-called peer is in front of them or next to them, lah, right? They can actually talk to each other in the breakout room. The only problem is if you group them into 5, it's very hard for them to talk to, like, I want to talk to one person first and all that, because all 5 are in the same room, right? This one kind of control it first, talk to a partner, AI partner, and then go to the room, everyone is sharing, all right? And as a teacher or as a lecturer, you can keep all this, you can ask them to share, all right? And one way to do this. So of course, this one, because it's open, the responses is a bit uncontrolled. You can see the response is a bit long. If you create your own, like if you go to the one I created here, if you subscribe to Plus, then you can create your own ThinkPad Share moderator. So how do you do this? If you go to your let me just go back to the main one. You can go and not this one, upgrade. Where is it? To zoom out a bit. Wait, it's here. GPT. Okay. Right. Click GPT and then go to create. This is if you want to create. This is for those who have Plus. If you don't have Plus, no worries. You can still ask them to do it freely. So if you click create here, you can simulate here. You can say, I want to create a ThinkPad Share activity. I want to create a ThinkPad Share activity, and you act as the moderator for my students. Discussion or something. You can ask ChatGPT to create it. So this at least you control, because you kind of control the kind of output that they will get. For example, you can say things like, for each response, provide, let's say, triggering questions in a shorter sentence or something like that. You can control the output, that's what I meant. So if you have a standard thing that you want them to think, like triggering question or whatever, you can just put it here. Or you can even upload your own set of typical question that you want student to think about. You can also do that. So of course, then once you're done, you just click create lah. This one is still working on it. Okay. It asks about the name and all that, so you can name it whatever you want. Okay. Once you're done, because if you have your own GPT like this, all you have to do is, you don't have to make it public. You just click here and then just copy the link here and then share it with your students during the session itself, during your online session or in your WhatsApp group or wherever. You can share directly and they will come here. It's accessible for the free user as well. So even if students are not subscribed, they can use this as part of the activity. All right, so that's one suggestion on how to use it. Okay, of course, this is just ChatGPT. You can also use other means like Gemini, Claude, whatever. The whole purpose here is you don't have to rely on your own, like you alone in moderating the online session, because you can't be in all the breakout rooms. Or even if you have, how to put it, even if you have smaller groups, sometimes it's good for them to think on their own first with the AI and then come back to you and share. All right. One of you just now mentioned about what happened if I have 200 students. The way you set up the online session also matters. If you put everyone in 200 people in one session, that means you are not going to have good engagement. Same thing like how we put 200 people in one class. It's not about online, right? If you have 200 students in your physical class, like face to face or in person, it's still very challenging to do engagement because of the way you set up the class, right? So same thing in the online setting. If you want better engagement, then the way you set it up should not be this, like 200 or even 100. It should be manageable size according to your capability. All right. Right now you can see even my camera is loading quite slow because of this reason. Sometimes it's not good to assume that online can cater for larger classes just because it's online. But if your intention is just to deliver something like a talk, just share, no engagement going on, you don't want them to be engaging with any activity, then it's fine. You can do a mass lecture, for example, for 200 or 300 students for half an hour. But when you want to do activities, you have no choice but to break it down to smaller groups or smaller sessions. So it really depends on how you want to achieve your goal in the session. Okay. Right. So this is one method or one strategy that I call it as AI moderated online discussion. Again, you also have to remind student on the how to put it, on the accuracy and also biasness of the feedback, which is fun actually, because I noticed in my class when you have students engage with this, they also question AI's output. So which is fine because you can always trigger them, go and find out all these articles to prove it wrong or something. So they get more excited to prove that the answer is right, AI is wrong because of that reason. So you can push the level of thinking a bit higher, right? If you do it in a smaller group, because if it's too big, it's a bit hard to monitor. Okay. Any other questions for the first strategy, just in case? I know WebEx is a bit challenging, yeah, because I personally do not really like WebEx, but then we have to make use of what we have at the moment. Okay. Anyhow, if no question, I'll go to strategy number 2. This part I have a few more tools for you to try. AI enhanced interactive activities. Let me see. Okay. All right. There's some question about how can I log in. Okay. Um, there are quite a number of tools for you to do this for interactive activities. I have kind of picked 3 lah, but I'm pretty sure you have a lot more in your repertoire or your uh your 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 way of teaching, right? Because the tools that you use will fit the content and also the strategy that you're using. But I'm going to introduce you with 3 lah. All right. The first one is Interacti. All right. This one may be more relevant for school. After all, this session is open up to all educators. So this is for school. If you have never tried Interacti, you can go to this link, interacti.me. So I'm going to let you log in for a while if you can. It's here. If you can try interacti.me. All right. It's free. Yeah. I mean, I would say it's fully free. It's just that the AI assistant down here will limit daily. There's a daily limit for AI assistant, but you don't really need the AI assistant in a way. After you have tried it a few times, it should be easier to use. So can you go to Interacti.me, and then register an account. All right. Okay. So go in first because one participant asked that she cannot log in, so I have to answer that. Okay. Once you go in, and then let's go to this page. Let it load first, just to show you. Like, you don't have to try it now, by the way. If you think you would like to try it later, no problem. Just to show you how it works. This one may be more relevant for school teachers, but even in higher education, if you like to try some of the activities here, it will be useful as well. Because what I like about Interactive is it allows you to create the offline version of your activity to try it out, right? So of course, this is more on the basic engagement strategy where you try to change your typical activity to something more interactive. So once you go in, you will see something like this, a bit messy here. You have up to 20 projects for free, 100 MB, more than enough. And then you can have 500 views per month. I think more than enough, right? So if you do it in your class, you can try this maybe once or twice per month. You don't need to do it every day. Should be sufficient. So there are a few ways to do this. You can create from blank. If you click create here, then you can start from scratch, zero. You can choose a template, or you can also create a real-time game event. This is similar to Kahoot and quizzes. But I'm more focusing on the template part. So you can start from this one, or if you have no idea of what to do, you can go to AI Assistant here, all right, and then just give something here that you whatever you like. Let's say just create a science trivia. You can even prompt here, like I want to create a quiz or whatever for my student. Then you can see I can create general science trivia. Then just say yes. This is a sample only. By right, you should be giving more ideas on how to this one. So okay, now you have the quiz, and then for example, create new project. This is asking AI to help you create lah. It's a bit like a bit lazy way of doing it. But if you want, you can start from the template just now, and then you key in the question if you want to have it like a quiz or whatever. Okay, all clear, and then it will do it for you. Wait for it to get it done. Macam boleh start. This one maybe, I think kalau ClassPoint, the good advantage, ClassPoint you can integrate with PowerPoint. This one pun boleh sebenarnya, but you can consider lah, alright, see whether it's worth it. So if you are done with this one, then you can just click publish. Alright, publish. This is what I like. So you have this online version. So if you go to your online version, this is a quiz format lah. You can try other template. There are many more templates. So you can start quiz. It's it's a bit different from the typical Kahoot and quizzes style. So you can just pick one and then go next. So you have this kind of thing. What I like is if you don't have internet connection, somehow you have some activity here, and then you can print it to PDF. So it also supports offline usage. Just in case your school has no internet, or students are not allowed to bring their devices, you have your quiz in this kind of PDF format. Either you can print, or you just show it in the class, and then everyone can answer, and then it gives you the QR code where they can play online if they want to go online. So it can be a supplementary activity that you have off class, or if you do it live during your session, then they can do it together, right? Because if you are doing online teaching or online classes, definitely they are already in front of their computer. Then you can you can run it like this, all right? That either that you ask them to do it on their own as a group in the breakout room, or you do it together, right? This is one activity, but there are many more actually. If you go to okay, let's go to the template, choose template. There are many more here. So you have memory, you have trivia quiz, personality quiz, interactive image, rank battle, spin the wheel, matchup, blah blah blah. So if you pick one of those, let's say the one that I kind of use a lot is actually the crossword puzzle. Sometimes having a crossword puzzle in the class would be nice as well. Okay, and then you also have how to put it, the rank battle and all that. There's a question there. If we use the AI feature, is that yes, you can. Just now I didn't do it, but after you ask AI to create all the things there, you can edit. Just click on it and then you can edit. Or after you have done like this, you can see here, just go back here and then click edit. There are two ways of doing this lah. All right. So click edit. Then you can edit the question here. The AI is just helping you to do it for you lah, in a way. It's a bit lazier way of doing it, but you can do it on your own. Just add new question and all that. You can see the interface is a bit different from Kahoot and Quizzes. This one allows you to decide where you want to put the pictures and everything, and then put in the the options or distractors, and then tick the correct answer. Okay, and then the result. After you have put in, then you can also decide how do you want to show it. This is just like a generated AI generated output. If you would like to add something else, let's say you want to add text down here, you can. You want to add image again, you can just add. That means you are free to edit. So it's not like a very restricted kind of template where you can't edit. This one, even the template you can edit, right? So this is interactive. So there are two ways of doing this. One, of course, do it real time with your student online. Or number two, treat it as a supplementary activity that you can include for your maybe off class, or maybe offline activities. Not to say offline, it's like they do it on their own, asynchronous, right? Whenever they are free, they can just do it. So you can explore this. All this template, there are many. If you need some inspiration, then you can go down here and see all this collection that they have. All these are free at the moment. I say at the moment because I'm not sure how long, but they've been around for quite some years now. So you can have a lot of activities. Two ways of using this again, live one, and then of course offline. You can also switch the role, let student to go in and create activities to learn something. You know what I mean? Like, not you creating activities for them. They can also create activity for their own self-learning. And then you evaluate the way they create. It can be part of the portfolio or some content creation activity and all that. All right? Is this similar to Not really. They are using the same code, HTML5, but some of this can be embedded, some cannot. So I would say, yeah, it's partially yes lah. Like, in a way, like some of this, what you can do is you can click on if you use this one, for example, you can copy the code and try to embed in your learning management system with H5P's compatibility. It will load, but sometimes it doesn't, because it depends on the platform, right? But the backbone of it, all the HTML5 features, Java is the same as H5P. Okay, so I hope, yeah. So, but you can see more option, right, as compared to whatever we have been using all this while with H5P. Even they are quite standard, right? So, how did you share it online just now? How you share online? You just click on whatever you have done. All right, you have this share. Click the share button here. Then you have this online link. All right. Then either you share it directly or you show it here lah. Like now I'm sharing it with you. I just show it here. All right. Like I can just show it with you like this. Okay. Then we can do together if you want it to be online or synchronous. If asynchronous, then you give them the link. Give them the link. They can do it on their own anytime, and then they just maybe just report to you later on, or embed in your learning management system like this. All right, embed in your learning management system. Put it in your LMS. All right, or put the QR code in your slides so they can scan, and then they can do it on their phone. This is maybe for higher education lah, or for schools that allow mobile phone. Some school doesn't allow mobile phone, so you can't use this. Okay. All right. Okay. Any other question about this interactive? They have been around for quite some years actually, but they are not as popular as Quizzes, Kahoot, and all this. Even Genially is more popular than them, but they existed earlier than Genially. Okay, so you can try interactive. If you want to be more adventurous, you can also explore the business side of it, because the business side also has some template that you can use, because they allow you to use both. All right, so if you go just now the template just now, create this one, choose template. If you scroll down, you will have this, business template. Just click on it. Then you have the business side of it. So maybe those teaching business concept can use some of these features as well. Okay. The reason why I categorize this under AI Infused is because of this AI feature. No limit in terms of participant on one time, but the maximum is 500 per month. One time no limit, but the maximum per month is 500. Dr. Muntas? meaning if you just use it, kalau sekali tu semua 500 masuk, then habis lah. You know what I mean? Because it's like 500 per month. Tapi jarang-jarang lah 500 maybe per one session. Usually, you know, maybe 100, more than 50 maybe, I don't know. But 1 month is 500, okay? You can add the choices. If you look at the quizzes now, you can add some extra choices. Let me just go to mine. You can add the distractors, right? The options. So if you go here, edit, just go straight to this part where you can edit the form. You will see the questions. This one is the distractor there. Here. Just click on pressing. You can add as many as you want. The one that you don't want, you just delete. Okay, the options. If you don't want 4, you can delete lah. You know, like delete the number 4, number 5, so you have 3. You can even delete to 2. Minimum is 2 lah, of course. Right? Okay. Yeah, that is interactive. Any question before we move to the next one? All good. All right. So all good. So can we all the template in this? Can we use? You mean, Shirin? Yes. You can use. I think you're asking about, is there any premium one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean like as far as I know, you can use all. There's no limit, right? Let me see. Yeah, there's no limit in usage. They only limit the this one. These are the only things that they limit. Let me just show you the sidebar again. They limit by view, they limit your storage, they limit the number of project. The templates are all accessible unless if it's created by the community. If you go to the community, if I create something from scratch, I don't want other people to use it, then I will disable it lah. Meaning you can't use my template. But anything that are created by Interactive themselves, you are allowed to use. So far no restriction on that. They only restrict in terms of number of views per month, the storage size, and also the number of project. You can have up to 20. Okay, up to 20 per account. So if you have more, either you subscribe or you create another account. All right, okay. Any other questions? No, I think this one is more useful for schools, but definitely you can also try it out in higher education for some of the template because they are quite useful, like even deciding the topics and all that. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This one I've introduced it a few times, but I think this is just maybe if you don't want to try it, it's fine. Just to let you know that it exists. Again, it's called FigJam. Those days, if you're using Google, we use a lot of Jamboard, but Jamboard is no more because Google decided to close it down so that you don't have Jamboard anymore. So this is a good alternative for Jamboard. It's by Figma, the one that create interface and all that, but they call it FigJam. So just to kind of play around with the Jamboard kind of thing lah. So what you do with this is like, I prefer if you use it online live. Meaning like now, if I want all of you to go to my Jamboard, I just shoot up my Jamboard and all of you will go in. All right, but not today lah because we're going to cover some tools, but just to let you see. Pretty sure some of you have tried Jamboard. Let me just go here. Jamboard is like this. Jamboard has evolved over the years. The free account allows, you see, I'm also using the free account. Free account allow you to use the features freely. There's no restriction. So if you go to figma.com just now, figma.com/figjam, then if you sign in, you just click the FigJam up there. Then you will have your jam, kind of like Jamboard style lah. Okay. Why do I say it's partly AI? Is because of this. Once you go in, if it's a blank page like this, you will see this AI feature down here. I mean, not down here, on the right. You can start with a template if you want to, or you can use the AI. Let's say you want to start with something, so you just type, you want to start with a mind map uh, for the discussion, mind map of, let's say, band, or maybe pros and cons of AI in education. Okay, let it load first. Wait ah. Quite a number of participants say cannot join, but it's already halfway. Yeah, never mind. Okay. Uh, so you see, automatically you get a mind map created by the AI. So of course you can change the size and everything. So what happened is you can quickly have a mind map like this on your session. Let's say you do online teaching, and then how to put it, um, uh, put it live, show it like this, and then ask student to come in. Then you can assign, like maybe one group talk about privacy, another group talk about this. So all the student, the group, for example, in their breakout room, if you do breakout rooms, I accidentally put here, they will have to discuss their part here, right? So what you can do is you can always ask them to use the sticky note here, here, and then put in their views and everything, type in, let's say the name is here and all that. You can also resize and then put it here. So every group can have their own discussion going on in the breakout room, but everyone will be looking at the same thing. So even though they are in the breakout room, someone in each of the room will of course have to come into this particular Jamboard. When you share the link, all right, you can just share here. Anyone can edit. So anyone cannot edit can view, because view means they will be able to respond, but they cannot edit in terms of the, you know, the content, because you don't want them to mess up with your content as well. Then you get the link. All right, copy link here, and then give it to your students. But in any case, if they miss out, all you have to do is just add in the leaders of every breakout room lah. If you pretty sure you have arranged this before you start the breakout room for your classes, you know, like you can lantik macam ketua for every breakout room. The ketua will be the one controlling the, you know, the breakout room punya jam board or fig jam here lah. So what happen is you just share to the leader. So the leader go to the breakout room, they will open this, and then everyone will just discuss and focus on this. This is really like rapid, rapid planning of some discussion for them to do before you begin your session, or just to practice something that you have taught earlier, like last week. Then this week you just want to recap, see whether they are able to discuss in the group in the breakout room, and then they just put it up here. All right. So this is just an alternative lah. Not saying that this is going to be effective altogether, but good to have this kind of tool for you to choose. All right. If you prefer, you don't like all this AI gentle stuff, you can also go to this plus sign. You will see the template here. It's kind of like Canva, because Canva actually copied this idea from Jamboard and also from FigJam. So you can pick some template here that you would prefer them to use. Let's say brainstorming template. Let's say this one. Okay, you can just add in the brainstorming template. This is a bit lengthy lah. Of course, if you use this kind of thing, you have to decide which one you want to use. You can delete. Let's say I don't want storyboarding, so I can just delete. And then I don't need this extra stuff here, I can just delete. It looks small because this is zoom out, so they have to zoom in later on for every session. So they will just do they just come in and then they will just type their blah 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 here. Okay, looks very small because they can zoom in anyway. So anyone who types in, you will see the name there. So if I type here again, you'll see the name here. So they have to sign in lah for you to kind of check on in terms of accountability. Okay, so you kind of allow them some freedom to discuss using this kind of tool. All right, but my personal experience using this, I do think it's better for you to do live with your student. If you use this as an offline or asynchronous time, usually they won't do it unless you made it as part of the requirement of your assessment or whatever. this kind of activity is more suitable if we do it together with the students. Like you are there and then they are also live. Like for example, they are now, all of you are in your breakout room. I can actually see you doing it lah. All right. Okay. So they can, if they don't want to input here, they can also draw lah, but a bit messy. Can we input the text into this and will you let me draw the diagram based on the text given? Oh, you mean the AI one? Yeah, it will try, but not 100%, I will say. You can put your text, then it will do it accordingly. Yeah, if you click this one just now, where is it? No, this one. Where is the AI tool? Where is the AI tool? Just now gone already. This one. Wait, my AI toolbox is gone. Let me start a new one just to be safe. If you are lost with the thing, I think because of the shape, I zoom out just now. Somewhere. Okay. Here, all right. I think you mean this one, right? If you put in your text, you can put in your text and then you click flowchart. It will follow your content. It doesn't have to be random lah. You can put your own content in. No problem. All right. The only thing is it may not be 100% accurate in terms of the flow and all that. They will still mess up, but at least you can still edit after that. So you can put in your text here and then you will try to generate the mind map or generate the Gantt chart or whatever. You will follow the content here. Okay, I hope I answered that. Okay. Any other question? I actually wanted everyone to try, but I think because a lot of you, I think quite a number of you are using phone. When you use phone or mobile smartphone, you can't really respond here. All right, you can't respond in FigJam because it won't load. Mural and all this. If you have tried Miro, Mural, and all this thing, they require you to load it on the laptop or on the computer, or even a tablet will be okay. But if you use phone, then it will ask you to switch to desktop mode. All right. So these are the challenges lah sometimes. So that's why I say for this kind of tool, it's better for you to use it real time, like in an online. Everyone just be in front of the session, but not everyone will be typing. You just assign the leader of every breakout room to do the typing because, or help to populate the content, because if you want everyone to come in, it will also cause a lot of problems. In a way, everyone is like moving here and there and all that. So too messy. If it's a small group, 20 to 30 is fine. Imagine if you have 50 or 60, you have like 50 names going up and down, and you will go crazy looking at all the names. All right. Okay. So this is FigJam. Those of you who have used Jamboard and all that will be familiar. It's the same thing. It's just that FigJam make it more interactive. Oh yeah, I forgot. If in FigJam you can also do this. They have some tools here. Extra tools. You can set the timer. If you want to have brainstorming with a time kind of discussion, then you can just use the timer here. There's some music for you to play. Like just to boost up the environment. They can also use new vote. This one, you can use the vote from here actually. Not vote. This one. Yeah, this one. The kind of like thumbs up on some idea. If you like this idea, you can just stamp there. Like just to give some in a way, like just to evaluate lah. Like if you don't, all right. So this gives some interactive elements to the way you give feedback to your learners, apart from just verbal and all that. Okay, all right. Next one, last one for this part. I think this one I have introduced, and even Scholar Malaysia is also currently the sole distributor for this. But just to let you know, ZapQuiz is offering 2 months free of pro features for all new users. So if you sign up now, I forgot to change the link here. Sorry, let me just change it now, so that you the ZapQuiz here, the link, the ZapQuiz link here, it should be. Let me check here. How many of you have tried ZapQuiz? I'm pretty sure some of you have done it. It's just that now it's giving you pro version for free, so you can sign up and try for 2 months for free. How different is this with the rest? I think depends on your preference. If you go to ZapQuiz, This is Zap Quiz. What happened is it's more like how to put it, scavenger hunt lah, I would say, because you have to go and hunt for the question and then answer and all that. So I would say, how to put it, this one maybe is useful if you treat it as a self-learning activity, because if you do it real time, like live, you probably have to wait for everyone to answer. So it's more suitable as an additional activity, online activity that you can do. Maybe you teach for the first 30 minutes. Then after that, you let them do it on their own. You give like 10 minutes buffer. They can do it first. And then after that, after 10 minutes, you continue your session, or you go on another activity. So this is suitable for large class actually, because it's self-paced. They do it on their own. You don't have to wait for everyone. Like if you use Kahoot and quizzes, if you use the live mode, right, for example, then you have to wait for everyone to finish. This one, you can set aside a time, maybe 10 minutes maximum, let them do it, and then you can say after that, let's take a look at the questions and all that. Okay. Yeah, it's similar to quizzes and Kahoot. The only difference is it adds the maze and also the scavenger hunt kind of style. All right, so you can take a look now. Like I said, now if you sign up within a new account, they will give you Pro for 2 months. Like mine here, I have Pro plan now for 2 months for free. Yeah, you don't have to pay a single cent. So maybe make use of the opportunity for the 2 months just to try it out. So if you create a new quiz, you can select the map here first. You see, all these Pro are free. You don't have to pay a single cent for 2 months. Just use the, whatever that you think is suitable. Okay. So you can just click, let's say Art Museum, and then create a quiz with this map. Let's say you are teaching about, I don't know, this is Art Museum, right? Maybe famous historical personalities. Okay, this is maybe more to school levels lah, right? But if you, too short, cannot be too long. Okay, then I will use figures. Okay, then you set your level, right? So maybe I'll put it as middle grade 2. Maybe subject is art or history, something like that. Okay, now before this, they don't have this feature for the AI feature to help you. Now they have the AI feature here. You can see here. Same thing like Kahoot, same thing like quizzes. You can upload your lecture notes, and then it will generate the question. So let's say I just generate some my lecture notes. You can upload your lecture notes, or you can upload your own question first. You can set it your question somewhere in your Google Doc or whatever. Just upload it here, and then choose the language. You can decide what kind of question you want. If you want multiple choice only, then you pick multiple choice. If you want to have a mix, then you put mix. Up to you. You decide. Let's say I'm going to go for multiple choice only. I'm going to set at a reasonable level, not too difficult, not too easy. So click generate questions. Then it will read through my slides and then generate the questions for you. You can filter the question first, whether the question is suitable or not, right? So that's one way. Let it, or if you don't want to do like what I did here, putting the lecture notes, you can actually do the question first. You can use ChatGPT, whatever, to generate the question, put it in Microsoft Word, and then upload it here. Okay. Let me while waiting. Let me see some question here. This is fun to use. Okay, no, is this similar with this? Will this one be compatible for students to use? This one can load on my can load on mobile phone because it's web based. Web based. So as long as they can get connected to the browser, it's fine. Dr. Jude asked for Hugh class. Yeah. Like I mentioned just now, this one is suitable if you want to use it for large class, but not together. Yeah, like not a real time activity. You can give, like, after you deliver your first 30 minutes of lecture, you can do a simple test quiz about what they have understood in the first 30 minutes. Give them 10 minutes. Consider that as a break time. They can do whatever they want first, and then when they come back, you review you can review the question together. So that's another way of managing online session lah. Because if you can just talk nonstop, will be, they don't have time to breathe as well. Okay. Now, you can filter the question here. Any question that you don't like, you can of course edit. All right. So just you can select all, All right, just select all and then save. If you don't like the question, you can edit, yeah. If you don't like the question, you can edit. Or if you want to add your own question, no problem. Just add the question here. If you want to add some open-ended question, you can. This is what they call as OX, yes, no kind of thing, question. Um, depending on how you want to do it. Okay, if you don't want to upload your own notes, you can also just put in the topic and then it will generate the questions. Okay, now after you have done the question, set the question done, all you have to do now is to decide whether you want to allow incorrect answer. If you allow incorrect answer, it means even if the student answer incorrectly, they can still proceed. If you disable this, they have to answer it in order to proceed to the next one. So I find this is a bit, I think it's more gamified in a way because you can do it like an escape room activity. You give them, let's say, 10 minutes. You must answer all the questions to escape the room, for example. So then you will know how many people cannot escape, means they cannot answer a certain question, or that question is very troublesome. A lot of people cannot answer, so they are stuck there. So it's a way to also give that sense of greater gamified experience than typical answering quizzes or Kahoot kind of thing lah. So if you disable this, it becomes more like an escape room activity. So if I do complete here, then you will see this. You can share it with your student. Maybe you can come in if you want to, because the questions are simple. You just come in if you want to try. All right, or I can copy link. If those who are on mobile, maybe you can try and click whether you can join. All right. So once you go in and then let's say I enter, yeah, while you are doing this, or you can go to Zap Quiz and key in this code. And then if I enter, it looks like this, right? I didn't set as start together. You can see all of you are here. So you can just have to navigate. And this is the first question. So you just have to answer the question, right? So what is the blah, blah, blah. So just pick, what is the most defining feature in the still media? Static. Okay, submit. Okay, then you go to the next one. You get what I mean? All right, so because I choose the museum style lah. So you don't have to wait for everyone to start together. Those who are fast can start first, those who are slow can start later, but you allocate time. This is more like time-based activity. So you can ask them to go and explore how many answers as long as they can answer all the question. Then, how to put it, you allocate like 10 minutes max, for example. Then after 10 minutes, you stop the game, right? You stop the game, then you review the report, right? Right now, everyone is coming in, like you can see some are still struggling to find. Obviously, you have to do a bit of testing in the class first, yeah? Don't use it as an assessment. Use it as an activity first, and then second round you can do it, because students need to be familiarized with the how to put it, with the activities. A lot of you are stuck here, I guess, but you can try. Okay. All right. So this is a sample of Zap. Right now, because if you sign up now, you get 2 months pro. You can use all the template for 2 months. Right? If you don't want to use it now for Plus, if you don't want to register now for the account, but I think you registered already. You want to wait for next semester, maybe, because 2 months, right? Then you can register next semester. Any free account that you create, it will give you 3 months pro, right? So make use of the pro. Then Barbara asked about the report, right? The report is here. Just click the learning report. You get the statistic by student. You will know which question was answered. You see like, which one is wrong, right? The reporting is similar to quizzes and Kahoot, I would say. So you can still monitor either by submit order, by accuracy rate, by time taken and all that. So you can still do it as a diagnostic assessment, okay? The only feature that I think they don't have now is export. I think I'm right without that. You can also do by question. You will know which question is the most problematic one, right? So it's a way you can check. You can see this accuracy is low, but then only one person can answer. All right. So yeah, I think the only problem now, if I'm not mistaken, let me see. Yes, I'm right, I guess. You can't export this. You can just see it like a dashboard like this. You have a report, which one is the toughest question and all that, but there's no option for you to directly export. Of course, but there's a workaround. just print it out lah. Just go here, just click print, change it to PDF. You can still keep your record. So in case you need to keep it as part of your activity record for your portfolio or whatever, you can still save it as a PDF. Just go to your browser, go for print, and then save as PDF. Right now they don't have the direct save button, or just click Ctrl P on your keyboard, okay, just to print out. So yeah, this is that quiz. It's based in Korea. They just entered Malaysia a couple of months ago, and at the moment, just to let you know, the sole distributor for this Zap quiz in Malaysia is Kuala Malaysia. So, but right now you are getting free 2 months. Okay, all right. So can explore. I think this one adds a bit of fun from the typical quizzes that we normally do. So you can create, in fact, you can create a gamified experience by setting better questions. You don't have to use multiple choice question. You can have good short answer kind of question where student will be able to test they understand. Like this one, you can put formula lah. That's what I meant, like equation or whatever. You can still test some basic equation and see whether they can input the answer. Okay, can try it out. Because you are getting 2 months free of pro usage, I think it will be a waste if you don't try all the pro templates now, because it's free, right? Just make use of the, or else you will be restricted to only this few. Okay, Ken? All right, this is quiz. Any question for this? There are some demo here, but you can try lah. I think if I'm not asking you to do this every day, of course. Try to buffer it with some activities. Maybe after 2 units of lesson, then you can share a Zap quiz with a student and let them test their understanding. Okay, all right. Any other question about this? No, I think it's okay now. Let me see. All right, so no question in the chat box. Any idea when will this 2 month? I think it's applicable to the first time registration. But but I'm not sure how long they will give this promotion though. I think you can maybe check in the website, but they didn't say here. I didn't say. But I hope they give it for a while lah. No info here. Yeah, it doesn't really indicate here. No indication there. But maybe you can register. The free version only available if we sign up now. What do you mean? The free version is forever free. It's just that you only have the basic maps. And the AI feature, the AI feature just now, will be limited to like I think 1 or twice per day or something. Can't remember. So you don't have that unlimited AI question generation here. This one, you don't have this. There's a limited how to put it, number of times for you to generate the question. For this one, if you sign up now for Pro, you will get unlimited AI question generation. Okay, all right. Okay. Any other question, Noah? Okay, let's proceed to the next 2 part. I think we are almost done. So for the AI enhanced interactivity, there are more, pretty sure more, but I kind of handpicked 3 for today. You can explore some other activities that you can do online. It's like this, depending on your class size, if you have a lot of students one go, you really need to consider, do you really want to do engagement activities for all like 200 students one go, right? If your intention is just to deliver the lecture first, then maybe you can just deliver the lecture for the 200 for 30 minutes, like I said, or maybe maximum 1 hour. Then ask them to go for their respective breakout rooms and then give them some activity like this and compile the reporting. I think what is lacking through my observation is always when we ask them to go to breakout rooms, there's no mechanism for you to record what they have done. So you can do activity like this or ask them to post something on the slides or whatever that everyone is able to see, not just one group, but all groups can see. So it helps them to be more accountable. So they will feel like, oh, I have to post because the other groups are posting and our group is not posting. So that adds a bit of urgency to the breakout room activities. Then when they come back to the main room, you can always do a review of all the, the collection of all their responses. If you have 20 groups, like in my case, I have 25 groups. For one of my classes, I have 1, 2, 3 students. So they will have that, they have a designated, in fact, they have their own portfolio. Everyone has their own portfolio. One in Notion and one in Padlet. So whenever I do activities, every group will have to, like, week 1, week 2, they compile the activity. So by the end of the semester, you have a collection of activities that they have done throughout week 1 until week 14, for example. Every time you have online activity or even offline activity in your class, you always ask them to populate or to put in things there. So at least you have a way of monitoring what they have done, or else you don't know. You don't really know what they did. All right. So that's like keeping tab of the process lah. Apart from the output. Okay. Not last, second last. This is a very quick one. AI assisted challenge based learning. Challenge-based learning means we try to use like PBL, but instead of giving them the problem, we give them a challenge. All right, you can give them a challenge, which can be problem-based actually, but the goal of this challenge-based project or challenge-based learning is to come up with solution or ideas. Not so much about getting the right answer. All right, it's not about getting the right answer. It's getting ideas for the challenge. So the answer could be wrong or could be a bit off track or whatever, but it's fine because you want them to generate the ideas or solution for the particular challenge that you have set, right? So, I mean, you can read more on challenge based lah. Today is more on the how to do this. Okay. What I have found now over the year, there are many tools that we can use now. And one tool that I think, because it's freely available, even student can use it, is of course Canva AI. Maybe you have to check with your student first if they have access to this. Challenge-based activity or challenge-based project is suitable as a group. So if you do it online, then you have to break them up. So if you conduct your session, the first few minutes, like, the earlier part, you can tell them what you want them to do first. This is the mission or this is the challenge. Then they will go to their individual grouping, I mean their own groups. They have to discuss and then they have to generate something. So by the end of, let's say, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, they are not going to use verbal only. They have to show evidence. So how do they show the evidence? Do it on the Canva code to generate something. So whatever idea they have and all that, they use the Canva code to generate. There are other few tools. It's just that some other tools maybe they need to be familiar. There are quite a number of coding tools that they can use. But I find Canva is more, how to put it, it's friendlier to the student because they are familiar. And most of them have an account on Canva. So they just go to Canva AI code and then just generate the idea. So this is a sample. Let's say you give them some tasks, you want them to talk about ancient civilization or something, and then they come back to you and then come up with a timeline like this. Or let me see, let me show you how it looks like. Canva code. If those of you are not familiar with Canva, some of us are probably in a mindset that Canva is just for posters, but Canva has evolved drastically over the years. So if you go to canva.com/AI/code, all of you can access, I think, now, because it's available for free users. Only that free users has limit. Okay, they allow free users to use, but you have limit. Okay, so what's going to happen now is when you go to canva.com/AI, you will get all this, but you want student to use code for me. Let's say you give them a topic for discussion. The topic or the challenge may not require them to have a prototype or an output. Something about discussion, debate. Usually, it's not an output-based thing. It's a verbal sharing or whatever. But if you do it online, if you force every breakout room to come up with something, then usually students will be more excited because they want to show you the output. Like, let's say you give them a topic, like I said, some challenge that you give them. Instead of presenting it using slide or verbal explanation, you tell them, I want you to create a prototype or a visual representation of your idea using the Canva AI, whatever tool you have. So they can prompt on their own here. They can give the idea here. For example, comparisons chart showing the pros and cons of AI in writing. For example, you're teaching them about writing, but you give them a topic, right? The chart is interactive and can be manipulated, for example. All right, so they will just do this, and then Canva AI will try to code it. Right now, Canva AI is doing the coding for them. The key is not about the coding. The key is how they match the ideas with the visual representation, with the prototype. I call it as prototype lah, but in another way of saying it, like Claude say this as artifact, right? The learning artifact that we want to keep, because all this while the ideas are floating, they have to make it a bit more concrete by creating this kind of prototype or artifact so that we can see the idea. And then let's say you allocate like 20 minutes or 30 minutes for this one. Then when you stop the breakout room session, they go back to the main room, everyone will be showing you their prototype. So it feels that at least during the breakout session, they did something. You know, they can be discussing together. One person will be prompting lah, obviously, because not everyone can come in. But Canva allows collaboration in the slide, but not in the AI part. So they can still discuss in the breakout room, but someone is typing all this prompt here. Maybe after they come up with the template, or sorry, the prototype, some friends say, oh, I think with that one had to change, or blah, blah, blah. So somebody need to type here lah. We need to change something. Okay. Let it get it done first. Canva AI coding is a bit slower than the other tools. Yeah, let it load first. This is some idea only lah. I'm not saying that it's going to work, but having something for them to do during the process also encourages or also able to boost the engagement, because they have something to do. All right. Right now, I'm not doing justice for all of you because I didn't force you to do it, due to the time constraint. But if I ask you to do like this, I think you will be more excited to try. But if you are in front of your computer, you can try this. It's going to take a bit of time. So usually if you don't allocate too short for this kind of activity, just like how you do it in the, in the class. So immediately you have this, right? So the student will just have to show you this after, let's say you end the breakout room. So let's say I represent this group. So I will just show you the outcome of our discussion just now. Of course, some of these are AI generated. That means they have to understand. Any part that they don't understand, then they will have to prompt here, like remove this, for example. So they can do their own discussion first and then come up with a nice output like this. And, at least they feel a bit more excited than the typical slide presentation or the typical verbal presentation lah. Okay. That's one idea. But if you have specific instruction for them to follow, then you better give them the prompt. Now, it will be good if you give them the prompt, like you want them to have certain features, you must have this. Then you give them the list of prompt for them to copy and paste. Like the prompting template lah, but they just change the scope that they want. Okay, all right. Yeah, this is Canva. Of course, you can try other things. If you want them to try some game activity, you can have it here. There are many here. If you want them to try to create some fun memory matching game or whatever, you can also use some of the guided prompt here. All they have to do is just to change the topic. Okay, those of you who have not explored Canva AI, please do, because it's available for free now, but then with limited usage. If you have the pro account or education account, which is for teachers and all that, using your your MOEDL link and all that, then it will be easier. Okay, because it's pro. Okay, next, this is, I think, the last one already. Yes, last one. Automated formative feedback. Online learning, I think one of the issue is always we don't have time to give feedback to student. For forum, for asynchronous, maybe we can still spend a bit of time to reply, right? But even now, I think getting more challenging to reply to every single person. But at least you can still read through, and then when you go to class, you can still pick some of those responses on Padlet or whatever, and then trigger them to discuss further. But what if you want them to do something online and then you just want them to get some feedback from AI? All right, There are many actually, so I have decided to go for verbal. I'm pretty sure there are some written feedback, because written feedback, they can ask ChatGPT, they can ask Gemini, they can just copy the idea and put it in ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT to evaluate. That is fine. But for today's session, this is the last tool that I'm going to introduce you. This is good for verbal. Maybe for language users lah, not language users, language teachers, when you are teaching language and all that, or even for students to practice their presentation skill or role playing, this tool is useful. It's called Yodlee. What I like about Yodlee is you can record yourself presenting or role playing or whatever. Yodlee will analyze your presentation and give you immediate feedback. So maybe this is good for speaking. If you're training your student to speak, I think it cut across subject, because presentation skill is essential for all subject, not just for English. So you can ask them to try and record themselves speaking or presenting, and then Yodlee will assess the speech. All right, and let me show you. This is Yodlee. You have the free account. Free account allows you to have, can't remember, five recording. All right. You can upload your recording if you have recorded your speaking and all that, or you can do a direct recording now. So let's say for presentation, I click presentation. You can turn on the camera if you want. If you don't want to turn on, it's fine, because the ultimate goal is for the speech. Let's say if I click start now, so I'm gonna say something. Let's say, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'll be presenting on the topic of AI in education. What I will stop. Okay, then you end the thing and then ask me AI follow-up question, or save and view analysis. So whatever you have said just now will be saved, and AI will immediately evaluate your. You can see all the that I purposely did. You will put it in, and then you can go for insight. We're speechless because too short. By the way, too short. This is too short. This is too short. Let me show you the one that I did just now. I mean, not just now. The other one. Where is my Yodleys? This one. I think this one. Okay, you see, after you record this one, I will be presenting about not only in transcribe what you say, it gives you the immediate analysis. Your strength is this one, this is the growth area, you should avoid this one, and pacing, and even give you analytics, your repetition, your weak words, your sentence starter, your filler words. I have a lot of filler words because it was testing. Here you can see, right? And conciseness. So I find this useful because you don't have to do the feedback on your own, right? Imagine if you have 123 students doing speaking. If you want to listen to one person one by one, it will take you forever to finish. This one, at least they can practice first on their own and get AI feedback, which is the accuracy is really, really good actually. So you can try later on. All right. So they give you this, so students at least they are aware of their speech problems. And you can even ask AI to, how to put it, to help them rephrase, so they can practice what else to present, or what other ways can I say it. So they have this. All right. Oh yeah, for free account you have limit. I can't. What's the limit? There's a limit here. One Yodlee. I think 2 or 3 minutes just now. When you record, you will see the bar, right? They will warn you. I think 2 to 3 minutes per audio, but you can always record many times anyway. So you can record like the first introduction, and then the next one, and the next one. So multiple recording for the whole session. Or you can just, one bypass way is just upload lah. The reason why I think they limit the length is because of the immediate feedback. Because the feedback is immediate, by the way. The feedback is immediate. That means if you put too long, it'll take forever to analyze too. But at least, you are able to kind of detect your weaknesses and all that. Okay. Duration tu ada limit, ada. Okay, apa tadi dah? Will it be able to transcribe? You can try other languages, but what I noticed is like Malay and all that, if it's, how to put it, if it's clear, they will still put the Malay word there. You can try later on. According to Yodlee, it supports multi languages, but the priority is for English lah, right? Priority is for English. After all, I think this one is using AI, so what they did is they just translate using the AI tool. Okay, that's why I said maybe more suitable for language, language teachers who are teaching English and all that, because you save a lot of time. Like if you are training your student, if they're presenting their final year project or whatever, instead of getting your feedback first, they can train themselves here just to practice whether they have a lot of and all that, and try to practice before they let you verify. Yeah. What I like is actually this part. The analysis is really good. Even the analytics. They even deliver your pacing. This is amazing actually, because how to put it? It kind of give you an awareness of your pacing in your speech, and you don't have to wait for the human to come in and verify for you. If you have a small number of students, fine. Imagine if you have a lot of students. Okay. Oh, the feedback, unfortunately, it's not, how to put it, it's not 100% text based. You can see here, any part that they detect as repetition, they will kind of put the audio part for you so that you know what went wrong.
Mm,
So they will replay the part where
I
you
personally
say,
think AI is
apart from just the text, right? So yeah, but if you say like all this, definitely it is in text based, not in audio form. All right, this one also.
Pay attention to syllable stress.
Yeah, for pronunciation, somehow they will give you the audio because they want to pronounce the word. We have a lot of mispronounced words, so they will play the audio part.
Focus on clearly articulating final consonants, such as the D in words like understand.
See? So like, my problem is like understand, so understand. So you have to stress the D. So I think this is really useful for those who are trying to practice speaking. And if you ask your student to practice even role playing or interview, they will have a different set of criteria. But the feedback is equally good, like this. All right. Okay. So any other question about this, just in case I miss any? Can we change from British? I have not seen that yet, but you can see the setting or the builder. Let me see. I don't think so. Maybe there is. I have never changed that. Let's say the builder. No, this is role play. Yeah. No, I don't see any feature to change the British to UK yet. Right, but you can explore lah. Maybe you discover that you can, but at the moment I don't see any. Okay. Any more question? Okay, so I mean the reason here is not just for Yodlee actually. I just want to tell you about the automated formative feedback, text based or whatever. Usually it's easier for us to quickly reply, but for speech delivery or this, if you want to give meaningful feedback to your student, sometimes it takes a lot of time. So this is a good alternative for you to try, so that they can they can practice. Okay. Shirin asked about, after we get the code from the cover, what is the next step? I'm curious and I'm interested to learn more. Once you can use it in the designs, all right, or publish as a site. Wait, where's the Canva just now? This one. After you get your design, you can see your design here. Sorry, not the design here. Canva AI. Where is my Canva AI just now? Let me back. Yeah, this one. It will be here in the chat for your but you have to use it in the design. Then we don't do it as presentation or what. You will use it as a website. Okay, use it as a website. Click this one. Use it as a website. Then it becomes an interactive website like this. You just publish your website. Okay, just publish your website, and then you will get the link. All right, that is the link that we use. Okay, like now, I have my website. That is the link now. So the student have to publish as a site, and then they will share this link to you. You get what I mean? Imagine every group doing this. They publish and then they share the link in your Padlet or in your forum, whatever. You have a whole collection of all this artifact that they have done. Of course, they can add in their names if they want to by prompting here. They can just prompt add our names on top here. Then Canva will do it. Let's say add my name near the title. Let's say. Okay, then it will modify the thing. So the AR the coding here is actually every time you ask something, it will recode. That is the problem with Canva AI at the moment. Unlike other vibe coding tools, they will just immediately add. For Canva AI, unfortunately, the way they structure the usage of the core AI LLM is like it will do the recoding. Like now lah. You get what I mean? Dia buat balik. So that will take a bit of time. Okay. I hope I answered that. So for if you are doing interactive thing like this, you don't publish it a presentation or whatever because it becomes static. Publish it as a website. Then you can keep the interactive element there. You know, all this interactive element where you can scroll, clickable things, or all this feature, right? It will be available in the website format. Okay, all right. See, now it's recording, so it will take some time for this to work. Okay, all right. We are at the end of the session already. If you have any other question that you want me to answer, feel free to ask. You can unmute if you don't want to type, just in case. No? Hopefully it's useful. Because this one is a bit quite short lah. After all, how to put it, we're trying to kind of tease you. What's this? Let me see. Lokman asked about, since most of the AI apps you shared are not free, could you recommend? They are free actually. They are free. I mean, free usage. I normally do not have a like how to put it. I don't have a recommended list like in a way, because my philosophy is you choose which one is most comfortable to you. What is comfortable to me may not be comfortable to you. So you try first, because all the things that I put here are all free. Free as in the free feature will be forever. All right. You only pay if you want to use for extra features. Even ChatGPT 2, right? Even ChatGPT 2 is free. If you want more, then you pay for the plus version and all that. All right. Because now it's very hard to get this free lunch. Okay. So, but I think you try it first, whichever that you think you like, then you can consider subscribing lah. But I personally think you don't have to. Just use the free one. More than enough. Right? More than enough. I hope I answered that, Loma. I know it's a bit politically correct, but you choose which one you prefer. Okay, any other questions? If not, we're gonna end the session for today. Just to let you know, to get your certificate for NTW, you will not get it from me. It's all through the NTW website. So what you need to do is you have to log into your NTW account in the dashboard. There will be a button activated for you to fill in. Then after the NTW, in our case it will be Unimas Edu, Sdn Bhd will trigger the button for the downloading of the certificate. You can claim for your CPD as online learning. If you have your CPD, like this is for the lecturers, you can claim it under e-learning. Just upload the cert, and your superior will approve it lah. So you can still claim for CPD. 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay. All right. And if no further question, I think that's it. All right. Okay. No further question. Thank you so much, everyone. Hopefully you can try some of the tools. If you have further questions, feel free to contact me, and I'll be more than happy to assist. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care and have a good rest over the weekend. Bye-bye. Let me stop sharing.